What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom won't say it, but we're completely broke. And the only thing that's left in our name is this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather left us in the middle of nowhere.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation.
Today we're covering the first Ghostbusters revival movie titled Ghostbusters Afterlife.
We're covering this in honor of the sequel, Frozen Empire, coming out, and it's a film we didn't think much of at first based on the trailer, but it actually turned out to be really fantastic, and this movie truly earned the Ghostbusters title.
And before we start with that, be sure to like, subscribe, because occasionally some future podcasts and World of Pause videos.
And thank you so much for your support, for subscribing and sharing. We appreciate you so much, and it really helps us out.
Yes.
So, this actually came out in 2021, supernatural comedy, directed by Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman.
Yes.
And it's based on the original, of course, Ghostbusters by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. And it starred some new faces: Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, Sylvian, McKenna Grace, and some old favorites: Annie Potts, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, and forgot to mention Paul Rudd. Sorry, he's a new one.
Right.
But we were just absolutely surprised at how fantastic this movie actually is.
Yes.
And we never intended on watching it.
Yeah, it's true, because after the last couple attempts at bringing back Ghostbusters, they were very unsatisfying. And while we did like the 2016 female-led version, when we rewatched it, we could see more of the flaws and why more people were turned off by it. Not just because of the cast they chose, it's also because it seemed like they had some type of thing against the original cast, to the point where they cut them out of the theatrical cut, and the original one, they almost all but one got taken out. So it was a little understandable why this got such a backlash. So when Afterlife was announced, it was meant to be the true successor to Ghostbusters, the original one. And I think a lot of people were skeptical, including us. We just kind of didn't care either way. So it eventually showed up free on our video on demand service. So okay, let's go ahead and try it. It's free on here. And we were actually really happy that we did go ahead and watch it.
Definitely. So this movie actually got delayed 4 times due to COVID. And this was actually to be the final film produced by and involved co-creator Ivan Reitman before he died February 2022. And after that, it got turned over, as I mentioned, to his son. This actually had a budget of $75 million and earned over $204 million at the box office, which is fantastic.
Wow.
So, and we'd heard from a couple people that it was pretty good, but we were trepidatious because of
Past versions.
sequels.
Yeah.
Sequel sickness. Yeah. So, but this is really great. So we did mention some of the people who are starring. New characters: Carrie Coon as Callie Spangler, Finn Wolfhard as Trevor Spangler. Callie is supposed to be the daughter of Spangler, and then Finn Wolfhard and McKenna Grace are her children, his grandchildren. You've got Bokeem Woodbine as the sheriff, Paul Rudd as Gary Gruberson, and then you have Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Annie Potts, and Sigourney Weaver all show up as the original characters.
So just about everybody from the original films got to reappear in here in various roles, which was really fantastic to see.
Music was really good, and they were smart enough, unlike some people and other ones that don't have sense enough to use the original theme that's popular.
Right.
They used it in here not once but twice. Very, very smart.
Right.
Because no matter how many times you hear it, you get excited and you're happy. So it was really smart doing that. They also used some favorites spanning decades, songs from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, of course, with Ghostbusters, and even On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. In case you don't know, I'm a huge Willie Nelson fan.
Right.
So it worked. It actually worked.
Yes. And I think the only downside is, like, unfortunately, a lot of movies do now, they're nearly or a little over 2 hours. And for it to get to the good part, you have to watch the first hour of build-up, dragging out with some good things in between, and a bit sluggish. And then as soon as it hits that first hour mark, suddenly things start picking up and everything. And I'm not sure if this is an issue in terms of writing. They don't want to take anything out, or they don't know how to get to point A to point B without adding extra things. And I'm sure that can be fixed as time goes on with these movies. But I can at least say for here, it wasn't feeling like it was torturous waiting to get to the part you wanted to see in the second hour. It just wanted you, I guess, to get used to these characters, know who they are specifically, give as many shots as they could to the old movies, which is fine. So I can at least say they handled it better than other people when it came to the time length.
Definitely. Now, Spengler's granddaughter, Phoebe, is the one who is, I guess his successor, not his daughter. His daughter didn't believe him. Basically, later in the movie, you find out he tried to tell everyone there was going to be some cataclysmic event that was going to happen. No one believed him, and you found out what happened to him toward the end of the movie.
Right.
But in this beginning, Phoebe is the one who wants to be like him. The mom never told the children the truth about what he did for a job, and she finds out, and she's excited. Her brother isn't, and then she tries to follow in his footsteps. They find the Ecto-1, and then they go about capturing ghosts themselves, seeing is this true or is it just a legend. And then in doing this, she and her brother end up getting arrested.
Yeah.
In jail. And then this is where Dan Aykroyd comes in. She calls him and said, "You're my grandfather's friend." He said that was a long time ago. Poignant scene about what happened with them, and then she tells him what he said was real, and we found proof, blah blah blah, and then they get released from jail, and then they go about trying to stop the apocalypse happening that Spengler was warning them about. Really great action scenes, really fantastic special effects, really great cinematography, great seeing the Ecto-1. Yes, Slimer makes an appearance as well as the Stay Puft Man, Marshmallow Man.
Right.
And it was great seeing, the original stars that we love. And slight spoiler, they have a Spengler make an appearance using footage from previous movies as a ghost.
Right.
But it wasn't campy.
And it wasn't AI or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't campy. It wasn't syrupy. It wasn't like, oh gosh, why did you do this? You could have not done it. It was perfectly done. It was a wonderful tribute. It was a way of them adding him in the movie, like he wasn't left out. And it really was moving and perfectly done.
Yes.
And there is a happy ending. And Dan Aykroyd hopes for a sequel.
Yes, absolutely. And it's done. If you've seen the series Cobra Kai on Netflix, the tribute is really done in that formula where, as you said, using footage and everything to have him still be involved in it. And I do like that they did that without overstepping. They didn't insult him. They didn't make it where you didn't enjoy it. I do like that it was well done as well without overstepping or not doing enough or missing opportunity. They took every opportunity they possibly had and ran with it. Yeah, and they even had the extra thing of trying to explain what happened during the period within the movie's universe. So he is gone in both the movie's universe and our universe, but they set up in the very beginning without you seeing his face that he was taken out by ghosts. And all throughout the movie, you're hearing of how his life was before that incident, and how he ended up falling out with his friends, what happened with his daughter and everything, and they piece together what happened with him when you never get to see it on screen. They're just trying to showing you each bit that comes together, and you saw it was still the same. Was it Spengler?
Spengler.
Still the same Spengler. Even when he was getting crazy, he was still the same character. And I do like that they still stay true to the character throughout and didn't go with the old trope of him being depressed, broken down, sick, or anything. They didn't do any of that stuff that they usually do in the movies where when they get older they're suddenly unimportant and lifeless. And even though the actor's gone in real life, they still made it sound like he had full of life and energy even when he wasn't on screen.
True. I agree 100%. So Dan Aykroyd has expressed interest in having up to 3 sequels.
Right, well, we might be getting there.
And in the new one coming up,
Frozen Empire?
I think I was going to say Frozen. Yes, Frozen Enterprise. Everyone's returning except for Reitman. Gil Keenan took over as director. I hope it's really still good. He's still going to be a writer and producer, but he's going to be out of the seat as director. So I hope it really ends up being just as entertaining as this was, because I did not expect to like this. Excuse me.
It's true.
I did not expect it to be fantastic, and it is. And we did watch the one with the all-female cast. It was more of a comedy, slight horror, not really. And there were so many things that didn't work for so many people. But in this one, they got the balance positively spot on. And it just absolutely works. I'm really happy to see the original cast all in here working again, entertaining us, and we're just giving them lots of love.
Right.
So this is distributed by Sony Pictures. They are pulling the strings and calling the shots. So let's let Sony know we want another sequel.
And get all 3.
To see Frozen Empire.
Right.
So they can get that 3rd one. And tell others if you've seen it. Recommend that they go see it. And if you haven't, we recommend that you watch it. It is absolutely fantastic. So if you've seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think it fits into the franchise? Not forgetting that, what was the name of the 4 women?
Oh, they call it Ghostbusters 2016.
Okay, forgetting that movie existed. Does it fit in the franchise with the original 3 movies?
Right.
And do you plan on seeing Frozen Empire? And if you haven't again, this is something you need to watch.
Right, definitely. And if you haven't already, subscribe for updates with the videos, favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation with a little bit of live action.
Absolutely, and we can share this feeling is to see her man Wolfhawk.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us, for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to share. It helps our channel a lot.
Right. So thank you so much for watching Rice Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.